Animal communication is such a real thing. People think it is a joke. It is not. To even say that I have spoken to a tiger, most of you all will think that I'm a crackpot. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Sada's Green Life. I really hope you all are safe, healthy and happy. Today's video is very different from anything that I have done so far. Also, it is very close to my heart. It's a very unique experience that I've had in my life. It's something that will remain with me for the rest of my life. I really thought I should share this with you because I don't think many people would even know that you can communicate with animals. Animal communication is such a real thing. It's basically nothing but telepathic communication with animals. I really request you all to watch it till the end because trust me, very interesting. If you haven't heard of something like this, you will definitely open up to something as beautiful as this. So do watch this video till the end. To even say that I have spoken to a tiger and the tiger has responded to me, most of you all will think that I'm a crackpot, but it is not something that I've made up in my mind. It is not something that I'm just bluffing about. It is something that has really happened, and people who were with me during this particular incident, they know that what I'm speaking absolute truth. I know I actually never wanted to share this with anybody. It was such an experience that it's very close to my heart. I know the value of it. I thought I should not probably talk about it to anybody. But then when I spoke to my mother about it and when we discussed about it, she was like, you should talk because this is something that not many people even know about, and it might turn out that people would start believing in telepathic communication. I've actually learned animal communication, telepathic communication, whatever you can call it. I have done a course, proper course. I'm a certified telepathic communicator, but I don't practice it because I feel I cannot detach myself from that animal, so I don't. So it so happened that you know how much jungle safaris and all that I do, but never until this experience I spoke to any wild animal. But this was an incident which I from within me, it called out, I felt like I should talk to this tigress, which is why I did, and the experience just blew my mind away. So I thought I'll share it with you. So what happened is, there is a place called Belara in Tadoba, and I had been going to Tadoba every single month since December, especially for Maya. But I think in the month of May, we came to know that another tigress called Veera, so she has delivered cubs, and her cubs are being seen very frequently in one particular spot. So there was this one den where she had kept her cubs, and every morning and evening, so there are 2 safaris, right, in a day, morning and evening safari. In every single safari, Veera was seen with her cubs. So the entire wildlife enthusiasts, that entire crowd started going to Belara to see this small cubs. It's very rare to see these small cubs in the wild. So the excitement had built to an extent that everybody was going to see the family, and I was stuck with my pre-scheduled trips to other jungles, and I was stuck with my shooting schedules, so I was not able to make time. Finally, in the month of June, after my first schedule of Nitone dance, I thought I'll straight away go to Tadoba, but again that Tadoba trip I had other safaris planned. So it was not like I could go straight to Belara, which is her zone. And I knew that with every passing day, my chances are getting slimmer because it was only a matter of time that Veera would move out from that particular spot to any other spot with her cubs. And finally, after doing 6 safaris in other zones which were already pre-scheduled, I planned my Belara trip. I was very excited, and you won't believe, my first safari in Belara, 19th June afternoon, I went to Belara for the first time with expectations sky high. I was so sure that the family is going to be there and I'm going to get to see them. Stayed there for the entire 3.5 hours in the scorching sun. June, it was still very, very summery. Rains had not started, so it was extremely hot. Unfortunately, for the first time probably, Veera did not come that day. And in Veera's absence, there had been days where the cubs would come out, even in the absence of the mother. But that particular day, there was a sloth bear right next to the den. So the cubs also didn't dare coming out. And I was like, in the entire month, Veera and her cubs were probably seen every single safari. Why did it happen that I went with such hopes and such strong desire, and how come she didn't come? In wild, it is very, very common for these things to happen, but you know how greedy we humans are and how we think of ourselves as such, like we want it to happen in our favor all the time. And I was heartbroken, literally. When I was coming out of the jungle, I was like, how did it happen that she didn't come and I didn't get to see those cubs? And the next day my flight was already booked from Nagpur to Mumbai, so I had to take that flight because there was already some work that was scheduled in Mumbai. And my mother was already saying, oh, I hope it is, because she knows that if I'm in the jungle, I might just extend my stay if I don't get the kind of sightings I desire. So she was like, I hope you're coming tomorrow, because by then I had already done 10 safaris and it is hectic. It takes a toll on your back, on your, you get tired, you get exhausted after it. So she was like, I hope you're coming back. And I'm like, yeah, I'm coming back. And I told her, but the next day, I don't know, like while leaving from that particular safari on 19th only, I asked Nikhil, who is the owner of the resort where we stay, because he was doing all the bookings and all, and I knew getting permits last minute in Belara is impossible because so much crowd that happens. So I asked him, if possible, can you please get me one more last safari in Belara for tomorrow morning? He said, I'll try. And we got the permits, and it was such that 5:30 the safari starts, and we had gone and parked ourselves at the gate at 4:30 itself. Till 8 o'clock, there was no movement. No cubs, no Veera. And with every passing minute, I thought, I'm not going to get to see her. And I was getting disappointed with every passing minute. My hopes started getting weaker, and I knew that probably this is it. And something in me told me, now please listen to this, it's going to get crazy after this. Something in me told me, why don't I communicate with Veera? Veera is the mother, okay? And I don't know whether it is right or wrong to even communicate with wild animals, but there was a strong gut feeling that I should talk to her. 8 o'clock, somebody said that Veera is walking head on somewhere on the road. And I'm like, I don't want to go and see her alone. I just want her to come and be with her cubs. That is the side that I've imagined in my mind. So I said, I don't want to go there. I don't know if she'll come here. And suddenly we came to know that she got up from a water body, and again she went and sat in some other water body. So obviously summer and tigers, they do tend to spend a lot of their time in the water. So I thought, okay, maybe possible. But then they're like, she's spending too much of her time sitting there. And that is when I thought, okay, I'll talk to her. I asked one of those drivers that, do you all have a picture of Veera, like a nice close-up of Veera from any previous sightings that they might have had? And one of those guys, he showed me her photo. And within like few seconds only, I closed my eyes and I could visualize her. And I started talking to her. And I forgot that I'm sitting in the gypsy. I completely forgot everything. It was only me and Veera that, I could feel that connect. And I spoke to her. I said, like, Veera, probably this is my desire to see you with your cubs. Probably this is not what you want to do. If you think that it is right for you to show up and bless me with your presence, with your cubs, probably this would be something I would forever be grateful to you for. This is just my wish. Only and only if you want to do the same, please do show up, because I don't know after this when would be the next time that I would get an opportunity to come here, and when would be the next time that I would get to see cubs as small as these. Like, probably this would be once in a lifetime kind of an experience for me if I get to see your cubs at this age. But again, This is something that I very, very humbly putting it out there. It's ultimately your wish. And you won't believe, the moment I finished that communication, I got a glimpse of Veera getting up from the water. For a moment, I thought it is my mind that is playing tricks with me. I opened my eyes and I heard another fellow who came from the gypsy, and he said, Veera is gotten up from that water. So what I saw was actually happening there. It was actually Veera showing me what she's doing. So the moment I saw in my mind that Veera is gotten up from the water body, there was a gypsy that came and they said, okay, she's gotten up and she started to walk. She's coming here. And I started crying. Like, I was in tears. I was so emotionally moved that actually I could connect with Veera. I could speak with her. And she really understood what I'm saying and she started walking. She came to the cabs, exactly all that I had imagined in my mind. And she did all of that in front of us for next 15-20 minutes. Every single time she was sitting in the water and she was not looking at me, she was looking somewhere else, and I'm like, through the lens, when I'm seeing them on the monitor display, I'm like, Veera, please look at me, no, please look at me, no. And she would from wherever she's looking, she would look at me and be there, looking at me into the camera. And I'm like, oh my god, what kind of a connect is this? Very, very strong connect. And there were so many positive things here. The previous evening when I was crying, why Veera didn't come, the light was so bad that even if Veera had come, probably I wouldn't be able to capture any of those moments in my camera because the light was extremely poor. But the next day when the family, they all came together, beautiful light, sun shining nice and bright, and all those moments in the water and all were like so nice and sparkly. Oh my god, I'm like, thank you, Veera. By then the safari time was already getting over. So we all had to move 9:10, I think it had happened. And we were supposed to be at the gate by 9:30. It was not also like, we had to leave the family and come out. exactly before we had to leave, she got up, she took her cubs away from that spot to some other spot. And I'm like, she literally fulfilled my dream the way I wanted. And I think she will now forever be one of those very, very special tigresses in my life. So when people say that, animals don't understand, when people say that, you cannot talk to them, they don't understand, I feel like with animals, the communication can be so pure. Like, you don't need words. You don't need that animal to be, sitting with you to talk to it. Just with your mind, just telepathically, you can, talk to them and they respond to you so beautifully. It was, I think, the most magical moment I have ever had in the jungles so far. Actually, animal communication is such a real thing. People think it is a joke. It is not. It is not something that the communicators make up in their mind. I never wanted to even talk about this because I felt like this particular incident is so close to my heart. I thought if I open it up to everyone, it might lose its, that charm, that value, and is what I thought. But then I thought, why not? It's better to share such things with people so that people become more aware. I never thought in my life I would ever communicate with a tigress because I feel like a wild animal. They have a free will. We can't interfere into their, you don't know what they're going through. Mother of cubs, she had not eaten for the last 10 days until that evening when we didn't get to see her. I mean, she was not able to hunt. So she was starving. She had 2 cubs to feed. So there were a lot of things. I didn't know if I get into it, will I, disturb her in whatever she'll be doing. So there are a lot of things that I feel that were holding me back, which is why with wild animals, I'm little skeptical to communicate. But here it just came from within. It was a very, very strong gut feeling, which is why I went ahead. I thought I would want to share this with you, which is why I did. I really hope you all enjoyed watching this video because it's such a different topic for me to bring on my channel. And I really feel that, if you can share it with your friends and family, if they can understand how beautiful this bond, this connect can be, it would be so lovely. So do share it with your friends and family and do consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, for me to be encouraged to come up with such different and various topics to you all. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching is all I can say. I shall see you very soon in my next one. Until then, stay safe, feel good and be blessed. Bye.